Chris Yandeck, C1 Revue, covering Las Vegas and the world. Tonight we welcome back to C1 Revue one of the best in the entertainment capital of the world. Mariah Nieslanik is here with us to talk about fantasy. They just celebrated their 25th anniversary last year, and of course she's the co-producer and the show's featured dancer. Mariah, thanks so much for being back on C1 Revue. How are you?
Thank you for having me back.
What does 25 years of fantasy mean to begin? Let's start with that.
That is an absolutely amazing accomplishment for fantasy. I'm so proud and honored to be in the show for now 16 years, but to have any show run in Las Vegas is a major accomplishment. And then to have 25 years, I think we are the longest adult running show in Las Vegas. And I think there's only one show that's running that's longer than us right now. So it's a huge accomplishment. And I'm so proud.
Well, you're obviously part of the reason why the show is what it is today, still obviously being a co-producer and a featured dancer. But aside from all of your wonderful contributions, what do you think has made fantasy a staying power in Las Vegas?
I feel like fantasy is really coming from the top, from our producer, Anita Mann. She is an innovator. She knows how to always make our show fresh. We're always consistently changing it. And she's really just a real genius when it just comes to knowing Las Vegas, knowing the audience and staying ahead of the curve and making sure that we stay fresh and on top.
Yeah, I believe Anita, if I'm not mistaken, she has a great career, but I think one of her great, accomplishments is that she was on a movie with Elvis Presley, I believe, dancing, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, she's the visionary of fantasy. What would you say is one of the most important things you've learned for her as now being a co-producer?
Oh, I have learned so many things from Anita. It's hard to pick just one. Every time I'm around her, I learn something new. She's just the way she runs her business politically, just, in the dichotomy of Las Vegas and how to, work with the different companies and all of the different dancers that come in. She knows how to pull out the best in every performer. And I have literally learned so much. I don't think I could just pick one thing that I've learned from her. She's a visionary.
Oh, no denying it is. Love Anita. Just you learn so many things from her. I mean, she is a true businesswoman and a true show businesswoman. No denying that.
Absolutely.
So here's my question. So tell us a little bit about what these responsibilities are now as a co-producer. Like, what are the things you do every week to keep fantasy one of the best on the Strip?
I do the scheduling for all the girls, and the show runs 7 days a week. So we have 8 dancers a night, an aerialist, and a singer to schedule. So that's the thing that keeps me most on my toes is scheduling. But I'm part of advertising. I run the social media for fantasy. I do payroll. I do petty cash. Pretty much anything behind the scenes of the show I have my hand in. We have a small company. Anita has, I think, 4 of us that are on as management in her team, and we are hands-on. We are into everything, all of the promos that we do around town, the charity events. I'm a part of all of it.
Well, you're one of the preeminent dancers in Las Vegas. There's no denying that, and one of Las Vegas's shining stars. Again, no denying that as well. With that said, aside from being a co-producer, you've recently added a new job title. You're a mom. How's it going, and how do you juggle everything?
It is the best thankless job in the whole entire world. My baby, she turns 1 in a couple weeks, and it has changed my whole life. I get to play with her all day and hang out and still, answer my emails and from my phone. And then I get to go be a Las Vegas showgirl at night. And I feel like I won the lottery. I feel like I'm living the absolute dream.
What would you say in reality to where we are today in Las Vegas as far as, the state of what the showgirl dance shows are? I feel like fantasy, is just is the end, is it the end? I mean, obviously you guys keep reinventing it, but it just feels like there's some other dance shows in town, no denying that they've been around for a long time, but you guys are just the standard in my opinion.
I've done a few interviews where they're like, is the Las Vegas showgirl dead? Like it's, kind of a dying art. And I'm like, I 100% think that as long as Las Vegas is up and running and has showrooms to fill, they will want a Las Vegas showgirl in the theater. And to be a part of Fantasy, which has run the test of time as, you know, the modern showgirl, we have the big headdresses and the feathers, but we also have a modern take on it. And we're the gold standard of shows right now. I hope there's more shows. I love being a Las Vegas showgirl. You know, competition's a good thing. And there's so many talented young dancers in Las Vegas. And to reach the peak at Fantasy, we have auditions, and we really get to pick the cream of the crop. So we're very lucky to have amazing humans and dancers in our show.
What's so amazing about your show is that a lot of the dancers, past and present, have very accomplished performing arts backgrounds. They performed all across the world before they reached a Las Vegas stage. Tell me about that.
We have some of the most talented dancers. I mean, I think pretty much every single dancer that is in our show has started dancing at a very young age. I myself started at 3, which I think most of the girls did, trained our whole life, ballet, tap, jazz, lyrical. Now all the kids are doing acro and all the circus things that I think is amazing. And they are so talented. We've trained our whole lives, and what better stage than Las Vegas? You know, in LA, like, you know, you go out to LA to be an actor, and you're, you know, working as a waiter until you make it. And Las Vegas, there's, you know, so many shows, there's so many opportunities. And when I moved here to Vegas, I was like, I am going to be on billboards. And everyone from my small town of Grand Junction, Colorado was like, yeah, you know, that's a huge dream. You'll never make it. And I have been so fortunate to, you know, have been on marquees and billboards, and I have to pinch myself how lucky I am. I'm so blessed.
Oh, no denying that. What do you reflect back upon? I mean, you've been doing this. How many years have you been in Fantasy now? Enlighten me.
I've been at Fantasy 16 years, and I moved out to Las Vegas. I've been professionally dancing for since I was 18. So quite a few years. I've been probably 20 different shows before Fantasy, and then once I got Fantasy, I was like, this is home. This is where I want to be forever. I love everything about Fantasy.
If you had a choice to mention 5 highlights from those 16 years, what would come to mind for this great show that's every night at the Luxor Hotel and Casino?
Oh, there are so many. It was amazing. Well, we shoot a calendar every single year. So the calendar photo shoots is like my number one highlight. I love taking photos. Let's see. Okay. The 20th anniversary of Fantasy was pretty magical. Coming back from the pandemic, that was so interesting. I learned so much, and we were wearing plastic masks and dancing for like 50 people in the audience, but we couldn't dance for 9 months. And so to come back, that first show after the pandemic was amazing. Our 25th anniversary was absolutely amazing. And coming back after my baby, I set a goal for myself. I wanted to, you know, lose the baby weight. And I was back dancing within 3 months of giving birth. So I think that those are the overall highlights, but every night is a dream.
Well, you're obviously in spectacular shape, the kind of shape that people want to emulate. With everything you do, how do you do it?
Some days I ask myself that too. You know, you just one foot in front of the other, you take it day by day, you keep going. And, you know, I could be with my baby. Like today, I woke up at 6 a.m. and I hung out with my baby all day, and I'm going to be exhausted for the show tonight. But as soon as I get there, you know, the curtain opens, you see the audience, they're smiling, you're instantly rejuvenated, and really appreciate the love, the joy of dancing and getting to perform.
There's no denying that you're a football fan. You are someone who played basketball at a younger age. What are your thoughts on what professional sports has meant to Las Vegas in the last 7 to 8 years? I've been here for it. I moved here right before the Golden Knights played their first game. What a town this has become.
I am all for it. I love it. I'm from Colorado, so I'm a Broncos fan. So I don't love the Raiders by nature, but I'm so happy that they have a football team here. Obviously, the Golden Knights. I love anything to bring people to Las Vegas. More eyes here, more people here. The town is exploding, and I mean, I absolutely love sports. I love going to any live games. So I think it's great for the town, and I'm here for it.
Here's what I always say, Mariah. The minute that Las Vegas gets that NBA team and that baseball team, then besides the entertainment capital of the world, the marriage capital of the world, it will become the sports capital of the world. It will be.
I agree. And even more opportunity for the Las Vegas showgirls to be involved in all of these events and be able to intertwine with everything. And I mean, like the Vegas Golden Knights have showgirls and cheerleaders and rink girls. And I think it's great opportunity. I think it's great for Las Vegas. And I don't see myself ever moving from this town because it has everything.
Oh, this is becoming, again, as I always like to say, the center of the universe. This is, wait till Hollywood gets here, and then they need dancers for movies in the backgrounds and all other stuff.
I can't wait.
You and me both, Mariah. Okay, so here's what I'm going to ask you. Do you have any other personal or professional ambitions, outside of all the busy stuff you do at Fantasy at this point? I'm sure there's something else you'd still like to do.
I have a few backup plans. Obviously, I want to keep dancing and performing as long as possible. I would love to continue in management with Anita, continue to co-produce. When I moved to Las Vegas, because I went to school for accounting and business, I always saw myself as like a VP of some major casino. So I always have that in the back of my mind, like, oh, when I'm done dancing, what do I want to be? I'm like, I guess I could be president of the Luxor or something. So we'll see what the universe brings me, but I'm open for all opportunities.
I expect at the very least that to begin with, after the dancing is off, you'll be in management and continuing to run this great show at the very least before maybe some other things happen. I expect that of you. You have it, you have the charm, and you understand what it takes to keep this thing going along. And I know that Anita loves the work that you do.
Well, thank you. I'm very fortunate, and I continue to learn and will always have a hunger for performing and for learning new information and trying to be the best person that I can be, especially for all the people around me, and be a mentor to the new dancers coming up and an inspiration on having a successful dancing career and everything else beyond.
Two last things. What are some of the new numbers or some of the new things you're doing at Fantasy, maybe in the last couple of months? Like what's new at Fantasy?
For our 25th anniversary, we added 6 or 7 new numbers. We added a brand new salsa number, which is amazing. We have a brand new country number, which was choreographed by one of our former dancers, Yessie, which is so fun to do. We've added a new aerialist portion, a new song, which is amazing. That our aerialists are Cirque du Soleil and above. They're amazing. And then Lorraine Apparel is our MC and singer, and she hosts the whole show now. She's our comedian, she's our singer, she's our, everything. So if you haven't seen the show in a while, it's, I would say 60% different. We still have like the classic numbers that, we try to get rid of them, and everyone's like, no, you have to bring that number back. So we've got our staples that will always be in the show, but we've added a lot of new exciting numbers that I think the audience will love and have loved for the last month or two that they've been in the show. So,
and aside from being a comedian and the host and the voice of Fantasy, Lorraine Apparel, as you know, is one of the best singers in Las Vegas.
Absolutely. She is so talented. I get to work with her every single night, and there's days that I've heard her sing a song every single day for 10 years, and she can still give me goosebumps when I'm walk upstairs. I'm doing a quick change, and it's just like, oh wow, oh she's amazing.
Fantasy is not Fantasy without you both.
Well, thank you. It's my home, it's my love, and I want to do it as absolutely as long as possible.
Okay, roundup time. Tell people, if they've never seen Fantasy at the Luxor Hotel and Casino here in Las Vegas, it plays nightly. Tell us what people will get when they come.
The show is every single night at 10:30. We also do 2 shows on Sunday. You're going to get 8 beautiful dancers doing a bunch of different fantasies. We've got, a little bed menage a trois number. We've got aerialists. We've got singers, we've got country numbers, a little bit for everybody. We're not like the Rockettes where everybody is, their own little thing. We have, different characters that we all play, but there's absolutely somebody for everybody. Every single night someone comes up and is like, oh, you're my favorite, or you look just like this, or it's we allow the girls to really be themselves, and I think it really shines and makes the show interesting, and that's why people keep coming back year after year.
Mariah, thank you so much for being with us again. Go see Fantasy at the Luxor Hotel and Casino. It's one of the best shows on the Las Vegas Strip. So much history, but continuing to reinvent itself. You will just have a wonderful time. It is a show for couples. It's a show for singles people. It's a show for everybody. And you may even be pulled on stage and become somebody.
Absolutely. You never know. You just have to come and be open to everything, and you'll have a great time.
Thank you, Mariah.
Thank you, Chris.